welcome to my channel. I'm Alexandra Fire and today we're going to talk about health. So let's talk about a nodule on thyroid and how important it is to get that analysis, to get that echographies, and I'm going to explain a little bit about my history. I have a nodule on my thyroid and I did 2 procedures, and that's why I'm going to talk a little bit about it. And I'm just going to do that because I didn't have a lot of information and I really wanted to have someone to tell me what should I do, because this probably could help me stop my nodule to grow and I would not have a 7 centimeters nodule on my thyroid. So that's why I'm going to talk a little bit about this with you. If you know someone that has a problem on their thyroid, just let them know about this video. Let's go. I discovered this nodule on my thyroid when I was 15, 14, something like that. So I would say 5-6 years ago. And I discovered because when I was eating or drinking something, I'd have something here, really small. Now you can see it's still even swollen because I did these procedures, but I'm going to talk a little bit about that just in 1 second. So I was watching other people and observing if they would have the same thing. I saw that they don't have it, so I started talking with my mom. And my mom said, okay, let's go to the doctor and ask them what is it. Well, my doctor said that to get some analysis and to get some echographies. Just to tell you, I did every 6 months analysis and echographies. And the echographies, they were showing that literally my nodule was growing, and my analysis, they were showing that everything was fine, even with my thyroid. So the levels were perfect. This period of 5 years, I did 3 biopsies. One of them I did in Portugal. I didn't get an operation because that was never my solution, because I don't want that. I mean, if they remove your thyroid, you need to be drinking pills forever, for the rest of your life. And I didn't want that. And second of all, you would get a mark here, and my skin to heal, it's very, very, very hard. It takes a lot of time to heal. And I didn't want to pass through that because I didn't want it, okay? The doctor in Portugal, he said, we are not going to operate you. If you don't feel nothing, if it doesn't bother you, we are not going to touch it. This is a bad decision, by the way. It started growing, but like the first 2-3 years was not bothering me because it was not so visible. But then it started to be visible, and that's when my mental health was very, very low. My energy was very, very low. And why is this? Because I didn't expect this to happen, but once you have something in your body, I don't know, probably the other people will not notice, but you unconsciously will you think that they are going to notice, even though they don't see it. Because I talked with my colleagues and they were like, I didn't even notice that. I was like, yeah, I know, but you know, it's something that it's already in your mind, and you really think that other people will notice that, but they don't do it. So that's why my mental health was very, very low. My self-esteem, it was completely crazy. I couldn't take profile photos because that nodule was like showing up, you know, and I couldn't even wear things that they would not hide this part of my neck. So just you to know, so I would prefer, of course, to not leave my house, and that's a really toxic circle. Anyway, I moved here to Romania, and that's when everything like went down, because in Portugal I was still doing everything that I could. I mean, it was not so visible, so I was going out by myself or with friends. It didn't matter. Once I moved here to Romania, everything was like changing drastically, you know? After I moved to Romania, I went to 2 doctors and they said, you need to be operated, we need to do a surgery. I was like, okay, if it is the only solution, even though I don't want it, I don't want this thing to grow more, you know? I did the second biopsy. It was a good result as well, because you have the positive and the negative, the benign and malignant. I don't know if it is the same word in English, but if it says if you have cancer or not, something like that. And thanks God, it was perfect for me. So yeah, I got the result, and then I discovered about a doctor, a therapist actually, and he was, I mean, I heard from another woman that she said that she had the same thing that I had, and that he could help me because it helped her. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And it was just a therapist. He basically said to me that this kind of problems here on the thyroid happens to a lot of people that they don't express their feelings, their emotions, or their opinions. They don't talk, they don't exteriorize what they are feeling or what they are thinking, so they just keep from them everything. I would say that my parents, they didn't in my childhood, even though I love my childhood and I really appreciate everything that my parents did to me, I would say that communication was not my biggest thing when I was a child, because I was not even talking with my parents about everything that was happening with me. I would prefer like to lie that everything is fine, or just to keep it inside, you know, and to not to talk about it. Now I'm completely another person. I discovered that communication is the most important thing in this world, so we should communicate with everyone, because if something is bothering us, we should tell to that person that it's bothering us, and we can solve it. If it doesn't have a solution, well, goodbye. But if it has, make everything clear. He gave me some teas to drink. I drank and nothing happened. And then I discovered about this doctor that he does RFA, frequency ablation, radio frequency ablation, something like that. And it basically, it's electricity that they put here and it dries the blood that it has inside. That it wasn't my nodule, it was blood. So he could try that. So after, the good cells of my body will eat the nodule. I had to pass through 2 procedures, as I told you, 2 sessions, because my nodule reached 7 centimeters, and he, from the very first beginning, he said to me like, Alexandra, they will not disappear only with session. And I was like, okay, but let's just do it. I don't want to go to the surgery. So he said, okay, let's do it. And I did the 3rd biopsy, because you need to do biopsy and analysis. I did the biopsy and it was everything perfect, so I could make this procedure. And as I told you, they just insert something. You need to drink some sedatives before. And yeah, that's it. And they put anesthesia. They dry blood vases. How do you say blood vases? The blood that you have on that nodule, and you just need to wait. The result, it comes only after a year, but after 3 months you need to do an echography with the doctor. And he said to me like, from 7 centimeters he went down to 5 centimeters, 4.9 to be honest. And I was like, okay, that's good. And he was like, yeah, it's good, but it's still swollen. I didn't expect that, so let's just wait. And I was like, okay, let's just wait, but I want to do the 2nd procedure. And he was like, okay, but let's just wait the 6 months and then you can make and schedule another appointment. And I was like, perfect. I did the 2nd one now in April, 18 days ago. And as you can see, it's a little bit swollen, but yeah, hopefully it will be the last procedure, the 2nd and last procedure that will do it regarding this problem. But in the name of God, everything passed already, so let's manifest that. So that it was. I think that it's very, very important. For example, for me, it would be very, very important if someone would tell me like from the first beginning and would tell me like, listen, we have RFA, so you can do that. When my nodule would have like only 3 centimeters, so it could disappear in that moment. But no, nobody was talking about it. I didn't know about that. If you don't want to choose surgery and you want to choose something else, exists something. It's the opposite of the surgery, so you can do it and you don't need to pass through the pain of doing a surgery. So yeah, that it was. Thank you for watching. Hopefully the next video will be in 1 week. I'm back and I'm better than ever. So yeah, a big kiss. Thank you for watching, and share with someone who has a nodule on their thyroid, so this probably can be helpful for them. So yeah, that's it. A big kiss and bye.